I'm coming in for a knockout. I will not be happy if that fight goes the distance. I'm coming in to make a statement. I've mapped out my plans for my next 3 fights. This is the first of those 3 fights and where I want to be. I want to be world champion in my 3rd fight. And I've got to make a statement on it. Rico's a very, very good friend of mine. He's going to come in and try and knock me out. I'm not coming in there to piss about and outbox him. I'm coming in there to knock him out and make a statement. And that's end of. Because with me back then, I used the bare knuckle to give myself breaks from my alcohol addiction. You know what I mean? Yeah. But and if I didn't, obviously, it would have been out a year. If I was still drinking, I'd be just an absolute mess. But this time, like I've had my woman's we've had 2 babies. They're a handful, but I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying life with them, and they're making me more focused to. They give me the motivation to be better, not just in fighting, but in life as well. I was in Ireland, back home in my city, Sligo, and there was a boxing event on a Friday night. I was fighting in the UK on the Saturday, so I've went with full intentions of not drinking. No drink at all, and this is my intentions the whole day. So I was judging the show, and so when I've got there, I've just sat in the seat and someone said, "Do you want a drink?" I went, "Yeah, I'll have whatever." Yeah, that was the start of a crazy night. So my mate that I was there with, I remember we were drinking and doing other stuff, which I don't condone. You shouldn't do. Don't do drugs. But we were, and he was just saying to me, "You cannot fight tomorrow. You're an absolute state. You can't fight tomorrow." I was thinking, I'm still going to do it. I'm going to fight. So by about 6 o'clock in the morning, the whole fight just went out of my head. I've thought it was the week after. So one of the boys, as you do in the kitchen, one of the boys said, "Jimmy, are you fighting tonight?" I went, "No, it's next week. It's next." So he pulled up the poster on his phone. He goes, "It's tonight." I went, fuck me. So I had to leave that house in the state I was in, go to the airport, get the flight over, tried to sleep, but there was no sleep. Got in the ring, knocked the guy out in about 30 seconds and went straight to the bar. But again, looking back on that person to the person I am now, you couldn't get 2 people further from each other. Even though I've just stopped drinking 4 years ago, with me it was like, right, these guys come in, so now I have to train. I still drank, but I wasn't drinking nights before fights. I'd stop 4 weeks out, 3 weeks out, or stuff like that throughout the years, and it's cost me a few fights, alcohol problems and stuff. But over the last 4 years, when I've stopped and I see the work that needs to be put in to stay, for me to stay at the top of the game, and it's hard, and especially at 40 years of age as well, the work that I got to put in is hard. Because when I've started, I've always wanted to be the best and create this legacy that could never be reached. If I was still drinking now, I wouldn't have been able to compete with these guys that I'm competing with. Like, these are high level athletes. I don't consider myself an athlete. I've never considered. I love a fight, but I've never been an athlete until recently. Now I'm looking at these athletes and thinking, fuck me, I must be in the same bracket as these guys now. I must be an athlete at 40. I've caused my own problems through them fights. To be fair, everyone knows what's happened. Rico's a great fighter, and I was winning that fight. It was stopped due to a cut on my mouth. I took my loss, even though it was a hard thing to take. But look, I took my loss, and I've come back even stronger in the rematch, like a completely different fighter. And we've seen how the rematch went. So. But again, a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, Rico's come off of surgery and he probably wasn't at his best for that rematch. blah, blah, blah. So again, with this third fight, I think this third fight puts everything to bed. One each, I can say the first one, look, I shouldn't have been stopped due to a cut. I wasn't at my best. He can say the second one, he was after surgery, so long out. But even with this fight, the whole coming of this fight, and we gotta say a massive thank you to obviously Gabriel for sorting it, and obviously Dave Feldman for giving the go ahead for this fight. So what's happened is obviously Rico's supposed to fight an Italian guy, pro boxer, and I was to be fair, I've asked for the European title because obviously I'm a championship fighter. So all I know is to be a champion in this game. That's all I know. So obviously the European title is vacant, so I've asked for that. And they've come back with a guy called Gogo Savecki or something. 6-0, rising star, blah, 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 blah. Do you want him? Yeah, I'll take him, no problem. I don't care who I fight, I'll fight anyone. For whatever reason, the fight didn't materialise for whatever reason. My part of the fight was there sound. I'll fight anyone. For whatever reason on this Rising Stars side, it didn't happen. So it is what it is. So Rico's guy, what pro boxer, would have messed up his license or something like that. So it was put to me, what about you and Rico? European title. I went, fuck. What a fight. What a story. What a history. It makes sense. Like that fight just fell into our laps. Like, it was a fight that probably, when I've come over, a lot of people thought, well, get this. But without a title being on the line, I had no interest in it because we've done it, we're mates. But with a title being on the line, it makes sense for that fight to happen now.
If anything, it's a type of fight where it only can be placed in that cage.
In a title, it's for it's like a legacy fight on the trilogy. Like you couldn't have that just a normal fight. All this other, it's got to be a title fight. I think with me is there's more pressure on with me in this fight, especially with who I am, what I've achieved and where I've come from, and I can't take a loss in this game. Like Rico's took a loss in his last fight, world title fight, and he's come into the European title fight. If I take a loss in this game, it'll probably be the end of my career. Because why I'm saying that is because of what I've achieved.
Yeah, people want to be able to take what you've done.
And the standard that I've set and everything I've won, and so there's obviously big expectation of me coming into this sport and coming for that world title. So if I lost my first fight, it's like he's won all these world titles. He's done all this in previous, but when he's come to the big leagues, he's lost his first fight. Devastating. You know what I mean? So everything that I've gained, all this, Jimmy's this, like I was supposed to fight some guy, he's pulled out, probably scared. So all this, where people are afraid of me and people of this, that's all gone. There's no, he just lost. So I can't let that happen.
How do you feel the fight's going to ebb and flow? Like, I know you mentioned like you've had some sparring and that.
Yeah, we've got sparring and good friend, but listen, I'm not going to make any. I'm going to tell you straight what I'm doing. I'm coming in for a knockout. I will not be happy if that fight goes the distance. I'm coming in to make a statement. I've mapped out my plans for my next 3 fights. This is the first of those 3 fights and where I want to be. I want to be world champion in my 3rd fight. And this is the start of it, and I've got to make a statement on it. Rico's a very, very good friend of mine. He's going to come in and try and knock me out. I'm not coming in there to piss about and outbox them. I'm coming in there to knock them out and make a statement. And that's end of. And I just want to address that. I've seen people comment online, Jimmy's jumped ship and this, that and the other, but there was no ship. There was no ship that was sold. So where my loyalties were, who I fought with for 10 years was gone. They're gone. Didn't even tell me they were selling. Found out on Facebook. Like, but this and here nor there, but how can you be loyal to a company that doesn't exist anymore?